Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Hozier. Now, I have heard him before, but I have not heard this particular piece. So today we are listening to the song Nina Cried Power. This is a live performance featuring Mavis Staples. Here we go.
It's not the waking, it's the rising. It is the grounding of a foot uncompromising. It's not forgoing of the light, it's not the opening of eyes. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the shade, we should be past it. It's the light and it's the obstacle that casts it. It's the heat that drives the light, it's the fire it ignites. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the song, it is the singing. It's the heaven of the human spirit ringing. It is the bringing of the line, it is the bearing of the rhyme. It's not the waking, it's the rising. And I could cry power, Nina cried power, Billy cried power, Mavis cried power, and I could cry power.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I feel like there's so much to take in, musically, vocally, lyrically, that I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. I don't even know where to start. Okay, a couple of things. I don't know if I'll pause to point them out or not, but when I think of Hozier, I just think of an artist who can do everything. I mean, he has such a gorgeous tone. Like when it's just so effortless, not a lot of volume, mid-range. I mean, his tone is so lovely to listen to. His interpretation of everything I've heard has a simplicity about it that just, maybe not even simplicity, but there's an authenticity where it doesn't feel like he's trying too hard to do anything. If he's belting, if he's singing high, I feel like there's a purpose to it. If he's putting a riff in something or spanning a big part of his range, I feel like there's purpose to it. And this is no exception. So in this particular piece, though, something that's catching my ear is his phrasing. It's so luxurious and so well controlled. Like his breath is so well managed that it's not interrupting the sound. He's not tapering off. Like we're getting full, complete phrases because of how well he's managing his breath in these phrases. It's gorgeous. So back to the beginning.
It's not the waking, it's the rising. It is the grounding of a foot uncompromising.
I enjoy so much how he alternates press in his sound. He started with less adduction, increased it a little bit, backed off again. It's so minute, like the core tone doesn't change, but it just adds this beautiful, subtle nuance and variety to something that just kind of, again, anything that makes my ears perk up and hear something different or unique. I love it. And right out the gate.
It is the grounding of a foot uncompromising. It's not forgoing of the light, it's not the opening of eyes, it's not the waking, it's the rising.
That phrase, let me play that again. I think what Something that I find impressive is that at the end of the phrase, we heard more presence in his voice. And so that takes so much skill. I think it's probably when phrasing is a highly underrated skill, because if you try and take in a huge breath at the beginning of a phrase, what tends to happen is at the beginning of said phrase, you will lose a lot more air and it's harder to control because you've expanded so much that it's got to go somewhere. And then in the middle, you can sort of conserve and be very strategic with the release of that air, but sometimes you need more air to achieve certain sounds. And so again, hearing him put more press into his chords, using more muscle, giving us more volume, that requires more air. And I'm so impressed with his phrasing. But also, this is a very long phrase. So planning this out and doing this over such a long period of time is also very impressive to me.
It's not forgoing of the light, it's not the opening of eyes, it's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the shade, we should be past it. It's the light and it's the obstacle that casts it. It's the heat that drives the light, it's the fire it ignites. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the song, it is the singing. It's the heaven of the human spirit ringing. It is the bringing of the line, it is the bearing of the rhyme. It's not the waking, it's the rising.
I love when I'm going to say belts for lack of a better word right now, just because he just has such a powerful voice, and I imagine some of it has to do with his stature and just his anatomy, but again, with the control, it's always so well controlled. It doesn't feel like he's blasting us with a ton of sound just for the sake of being louder. It's a gorgeous, present, boomy sound, amplified, but it feels so controlled. It's not overly spread. It's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's just so full and so exciting and yet refined.
And I could cry.
There is an element in this particular tone that it almost sounds as if like the mic can't handle what he's doing. I know that's not the case, but there is a quality in his tone that it does. It just feels almost like it's so loud that it's getting muffled, or that there's like some sort of peaking happening. I'm not an audio engineer by any means, so I don't know if anything is actually happening with the microphone, but let me play it again. It's because it's not, there might be a little bit more forward placement in this, but it's not nasal.
And I could cry.
something in his phrasing that I feel makes it more luxurious is the consonants do not interrupt the sound. It's as if you could remove the consonants and you would still get the full length of every note. And this last phrase felt like a good example of that to me.
Simon, and everything that we denied by keeping the divide. It's not the waking, it's the rising. And I could cry.
I don't know Mavis Staples personally, but I have the impression that she is a no-nonsense woman. And the reason I say that is because there are collaborations that take place between great artists, legendary artists, and also artists today. Ignore that I said the word great because I need to explain myself. So legendary artists and artists today. Sometimes I feel like these collaborations happen just because someone's popular. In this case, I genuinely feel like she would not give her time to a project that wasn't worth her time and that wasn't at the caliber that she is used to. I'm not going to name any names because this isn't about demeaning or disrespecting any artists. The fact of the matter is some artists are just not on the same level as others. That can be musically, that can be vocally, artistically, stylistically, some collaborations work and some don't. And vocally, what I'm hearing, Hozier has such a soulful voice, but also his interpretations are very soulful, at least in my opinion. So I feel like that goes well with what I know of Mavis Staples and her work. But on top of that, there is a level of artistry and musicianship that he has, and I think she appreciates that and enjoys, working with artists who are at that level. I don't know. It's just, I'm theorizing. I'm assuming, and I know I shouldn't, but when you see different musicians put together, sometimes, and again, with big names, artists who have had, careers that have spanned multiple decades, I just think it's really exciting when you see someone smiling, you see someone enjoying a collaboration, and I'm getting that vibe here, so we'll keep going.
I could cry power has been cried by those stronger than me, straight into the face that tells you to rattle your chains if you love being free. Lord, I could cry.
I love how rich her voice is, and it's been a minute. I would have to go back and listen to some songs, but there is a bit more texture in her tone right now, but we all develop that as we age, and especially when you've been singing and using your voice more than just the average person, that that added wear and tear can affect both singing and speaking voices. So, but man, it's so rich and warm and full and deep. And I love her voice. So when I stumbled upon this particular video, I got really excited because I mean, what a great pairing. What a great way to end that with both of them in that lower register. So rich. And even though like they were sort of going back and forth throughout, so it was cool to hear them together. So much presence and so much, I don't know. I keep saying like soulfulness, but it's more than that. It's just like their tones really complement each other. I'm gonna listen to it again, obviously. Like I said, I'm a big fan of both of these singers, and yeah. Sometimes a lot of singers I feel are underrated, and that might seem contradictory given the name that I think, or at least the number of people who know who Hozier is and who listen to his music, but I feel like a lot of them, like he's had so many. He's had a handful of really big songs that just really took off, and so in one sense, he's not underrated because a lot of people have heard him and like his music. But I think in the other sense, when you think of his entire catalog, if you've only heard the hits, and see, even this is a hit, but it's not, one of the viral hits. If you've only heard one of the viral hits, then I think you're missing out on a lot. Like I obviously was. I'm missing out on this song despite any of the others I've heard. So it's just, I don't know. Every once in a while you come across an artist who I feel like does something really special, and yet he's mainstream enough so that like he's palatable for large audiences, which is exciting, but there's like, we're getting like the trunk of the tree and everything, but like his roots just go so deep. I feel like he's got so much available to him technically, and like I've said, tone stunning, dynamic contrast, and the ability to shift placement and resonance is thrilling to hear. There's a lot, and I'm gonna keep rambling, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for this recommendation and for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.